ring the bell?
I'm taking it back. I'm taking them all back.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
I'm a loner, Daddy. Rebel.
I am the walrus.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to John Hates Movies, the movie review podcast where my friends prevent me from thinking I'm a bad enough dude to rescue the president's cassette tape, and instead force me to watch movies. This week, we have with us Eric Largent.
Tally-ho.
We have Chris Arsenault.
I thought you were dead.
We have James Barup.
Hey, number one! Hey, number one, you're the Duke!
And I am your host, Jonathan Barup. And for those of you who don't know, we watched Escape from New York.
Yeah.
Yay.
That's right, yes. In the near future, criminal and war hero Snake must rescue the president from New York City, which has been turned into a maximum security prison. Starring Kurt Russell, Lee Van Cleef,
Yeah.
Ernest Borgnine,
Ooh.
and directed by John Carpenter.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure he composed the soundtrack to this one,
No
too.
shit.
Him? Never. He never does that.
Yes.
That's ridiculous.
Okay,
Yeah.
so before we begin, John Hates Movies does have a special announcement.
We're breaking up!
No, we're not breaking up. We are,
Chris is
however,
dead.
Chris, yes, Chris died, rose from the dead, and then said, fuck this, and decided to go back to being
Do
dead.
my own project.
Yes.
I'm
No,
dead.
but if you're listening to this, it is now May 31st. And we are going to be on vacation for the next 2 weeks. That's right. We're stepping away for 2 weeks to pursue things like gardening and, I don't know, what else do people do in the summer?
Basically, John wants to eat a burrito on his lawn.
Okay, yes, sure, why not?
We'll be gone fishing.
Yeah, we'll be gone fishing. I really...
And I will be training those fish to fight in a murder ball league.
There you go.
That's fantastic.
But we will return with more great John Hates Movies content on the 21st. It is going to be a special episode. We recorded an episode just for this purpose that I think you folks are going to enjoy. And then after that, it's going to be business as usual with your weekly John Hates Movies content until we all die.
Weekly, more like weak ass.
Oh!
Yes, let's talk about Decimore. Go out on a high note.
Yes, all right. Go out, you say? All right, so as is John Hates Movies tradition, the person who picked the movie gets to
Guys, I'm
review
going
it
to go out
first.
swinging on the end of a rope.
Wah, wah. And that is
Okay.
Chris. So, Chris, start us off.
All right. I got nothing. Escape from New York. Here's the thing. I probably watched this, like, the last time I watched this was enough years ago. I didn't really remember it that well, and I've seen Escape from LA more recently. And Escape from LA is funnier.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not very good either, but funnier. Really, what Escape from New York cements is that awesome character, Snake Plissken.
Mm-hmm.
The name's Pliskin.
Right?
Then call me Snake.
Call
me Pliskin.
You know,
Get it fucking straight, Pliskin.
we have a character, a World War III veteran, two Purple Hearts, and the youngest to receive the Medal of Honor from the president. And after battle goes wrong, and he feels that his country has turned against him. He turns to a life of crime and is imprisoned for trying to rob the National Reserve.
Mhm.
So the plot is Die Hard 3.
That old peanut.
Right.
Essentially, we end up with the presumed badass can do anything, sent in alone to fight possibly a bunch of criminals
On a hang glider.
on a hang glider. Honestly, it's one of those. You have a giant geographical area completely cordoned off to be a penal colony.
Mhm.
Why the fuck would you fly over it?
Well, you didn't really have a choice. I
Yeah,
mean,
True, someone hijacked Air Force One.
yes.
What was their Phantom call
Sorry,
sign?
again, I keep thinking of I don't
like
remember what it is. but-
Raven 13 or
yeah,
something.
that translates Air Force One. Oh no!
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm pretty sure it was in Escape from LA where it crashed accidentally.
Your line last week. And there's a sequel called Escape from LA. So he escapes from New York.
He does escape from New York.
Yeah.
Sorry, spoilers. You end up with a movie that for the time is okay action. It stacks up with the other things put out at the time, but it doesn't hold up. It's not a really good action movie. It doesn't have really excellent, fight scenes. It's not super clever. It's not very unique in, anything. It has very, maybe cliched characters because of the movie, but you kind of feel like honestly, I couldn't remember how it ended. I assumed he got screwed over in the end, because that's what happens in Escape from LA. But, the movie's kind of just god-awful. Here's the thing. I've enjoyed this movie before.
This is not the review I thought we were going to get out of you.
I've watched this movie before, and, if someone said, hey, do you want to watch Escape from New York? I'd probably still watch it. It's watchable. And I probably have more just, I remember it fondly than it's a great movie, but it's more one of those movies that you can sit and kind of laugh at, even though it's not supposed to be funny kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of pains me because, it doesn't hold up as well as it did in my head. That's the main issue. And
what was the
honestly,
what image did you have in your head of this movie?
Escape from LA.
Mostly Escape from LA.
Okay.
I don't know. The first half of it, I was kind of watching, and it just wasn't really holding my attention. And the second half, I was interneting. I'm not gonna lie. I really tried to sit and watch, but it just wasn't holding my attention. Part of that is because I've seen it enough times. I already know what's happening. Part of it is because I was kind of disappointed. Because it was so much hokier than I remember it being, too. It's just kind of painful.
You've grown inside, Chris.
I think he gave a more
I think
favorable...
I died a little inside.
I think he gave a more favorable review to Mighty Ducks 2. So what would you rather watch, Mighty Ducks 2 or Escape from New York?
Mighty Ducks
from
2.
New York.
Mighty Ducks 2. Mighty Ducks 2, yeah.
Well,
I'd
here's
rather
the
watch
thing.
Mighty Ducks 2.
Going into Mighty Ducks 2, I knew it was bad, and watching it was accepting it was bad, and it was enjoyable. Whereas going into this, again, I think the biggest issue is my expectations. I remember it being a good movie, and I'm watching, I'm like, okay, this isn't a 7 that I thought it was. This is hovering between a 4 and a 5, honestly, and that's still probably only because I'm giving it favoritism.
Well, I get it. Mighty Ducks 2, you expect a Christmas movie, you get a Christmas movie.
Exactly like Escape from New York.
Yeah.
Escape from New York, another Christmas movie.
What?
No.
Dude, there was no ice and no
then
ducks
the one,
in Escape
and
from
then
New
the
York.
one where he did it in L.A. Right? Isn't that how? Aren't those the Christmas movies?
Does Escape from LA have hockey and ducks?
Sure. Yes.
Okay, then
Yeah.
there we go. Yeah, you're right.
One of the bad guys quack quack, you fucker.
Yep.
Ah. We've watched a lot of shit on this show.
Yes, we have.
So that is to say, if you've seen Escape from New York, remember it fondly.
Yeah, this is one of those instances of like the dead do not improve. Like after at somebody's wake, everybody's gonna like mention all of the like great things about somebody, even if they're like a fucking asshole in life. But like you're gonna remember them.
People are gonna get in line for me.
Yeah, the dead don't improve. Neither does Escape from New York. Remember it the way that.
Remember it the way. I don't want to remember it now. I want to remember it the way it was.
Right. Yes.
Watching it now is watching your grandfather die.
No.
Sorry, go ahead.
Watching Escape from New York back in the 80s is remembering your grandfather, or like looking at your grandfather that's in the casket. Watching Escape from New York now is like exhuming your grandfather's corpse and checking it out.
That was a lot darker.
It's a good example. I can really relate to that.
Yeah.
The only problem is you said the dead don't improve.
James, no.
And-
No. But Eric, I feel like you have things to say about this movie.
Oh, sure.
You even have a pencil and a piece of paper, and we're hurriedly making notes during my air quote review.
Yeah, I did. I wrote some shit down. The first one being...
I really expected it to be you scrawling "fuck Chris"
wait.
again.
Before
But
we...
that's sitting there.
Before you launch, Eric, I
Yes.
can't remember. Have you seen this before?
Of course not.
Ah.
Of course not. Last night was the first time I've ever seen this movie. So when did this movie come out? 79?
81.
81.
81.
Okay.
Wow.
It was written in the 70s, though.
Right. So Carpenter wrote it during the Nixon Watergate
Thing.
shit.
Yeah.
And okay, so I'll start with that. I was going to start with my Kurt Russell take, but I'll start with so this movie was made in 1981, and it's representing 1996.
Yes.
Right?
97.
97. So we see this a
Because I
lot.
believe, wasn't 96 when Doomsday happened, or was that 97 as well?
I don't know.
I can't quite
All I
recall.
know is like 80s sci-fi loved fucking us over at the end of the 90s.
That's right.
Well, yeah, they just like there was no way we were going to make it to the millennium.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah. So this movie did that thing that a lot of speculative fiction does, where it imagines cool technology in the future, but where things like Battlestar Galactica and Star Trek get a lot of things right and have a lot of really good imagination, Escape from New York gets a lot of things really wrong and has no imagination. So in 1997, we're going to be using like these really cheap plastic, I don't know, like blip games as like all of our like tracking equipment and shit like that. Like it's like they didn't even try to make it look good. They didn't like.
It was pretty much playing like the first handheld football game.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had that game, and that's what his radar was. It was like the first ever handheld football game. Yeah. The fucking hang glider.
It was just a glider. It wasn't a hang glider.
Oh yeah, no, but that was dumb. The mines on the bridge were very, let's see,
Shitty.
how do you say it? Shitty. They wouldn't be able to stop anybody from traveling
I like
across
how they
that bridge
blew up
ever.
Several of them, but then one blows up and splits the car
like
in half.
straight in half,
Right.
like it was cut in half with a fucking sawzall. Yeah.
Great.
That was
wonderful.
precision blasting right there.
Yeah. So yeah, like a lot of movies and a lot of speculative fiction have like some really interesting ideas of what the future and technology is going to be. This ain't one of them. Now another thing, so obviously, as John mentioned at the beginning, this was a John Carpenter movie. The first clue, without even having to look at the credits, to whether or not this is a John Carpenter movie is the really sparse electronic score appropriate or not? Like, so in
I skipped through the opening credits because they were 3 minutes long.
yeah,
Of black and white credits.
so this movie's a slow start.
Yeah.
This
3
movie's a
minutes,
really slow
15
start.
seconds before
Pretty-
you see some color on the screen.
Yeah. This movie is just slow in general.
Mhm.
But yeah, so John Carpenter is Nightmare on Elm Street, right? Or
No, The Thing.
No.
okay.
Yeah. Which was
Sorry.
a cool movie.
Yes.
No,
yes,
I mean,
the thing is
and
great.
Halloween. I mean, he's
Okay.
legit.
Yeah, he's done horror. And
And-
Ghosts of Mars.
Did he do? Who did They Live? Was that John Carpenter?
No.
yes.
Yes,
I believe so.
I think so. Maybe.
Yes, John
Oh, it
Carpenter.
was.
They Live.
All
It
right.
says it right there on the poster in my room.
Yeah, of course, that one also has I think it has the exact same soundtrack as Escape from New York.
Okay, so some movies, the really sparse John Carpenter electronic soundtrack works. Like in The Thing, it works.
Yes.
Because that's like a really desolate landscape,
Right.
and like that kind of sparse score works. In this movie, it really could have benefited from somebody that had like some orchestral and symphonic knowledge to like actually create like a theme for it and actually be able to like make musical cues. So we mentioned in our Superman review that a lot of times the entire tone of that movie is dictated by the John Williams score that's in it.
Yep.
Mhm.
This movie could have been transformed by a good score, and there wasn't one there. Like it was just John Carpenter hitting notes on his fucking Korg 400 or whatever.
Yeah, the shitty ass Yamaha that everybody bought back then.
Right. Yeah. So
Well, maybe that's what it was. He did actually have a Korg, and he couldn't actually figure out how to use it, which is why we got such a sparse. Instead of him just sitting there with Casio and drive the music.
I recognize that voice anywhere. It is the shitty ass Yamaha that came out in the early 80s that had all the presets that nobody fucked with. And you know, because all the cheapest shit that was around that time used that same fucking Yamaha.
Well, yeah, Yamaha produced sound chips that were
Yep.
used in everything.
Yep.
Yeah. So what I was going to say off the bat was, so Kurt Russell had been in a bunch of movies before this, but he had always been lighthearted.
Yeah.
Like he was in Disney movies, and he was like the lighthearted lead, and he was, you know, Mr. Handsome and Mr. Nice. Now he went way too far in the other direction in this movie. Because he never even changes the inflection of his voice throughout this movie. It's always just, come over here, do this.
That's why the character is so awesome.
It's
Yeah,
Snake.
It's Snake.
Call me Pliskin.
So, like, sometimes the reaction to, like, and he took this role because he was trying to break out of type, and I get it, and I see what he's doing, but he went too far with it. Like, there's a way to be serious and have a personality. I don't know. I, like...
He was
You're
young
gonna
and
do
he
something,
needed the
he's
money.
just gonna stand there and bleed.
Yeah.
One of the best lines in the world. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, but that's... Wait, what's that from?
That's from Tombstone.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also in... So, yes, by the time he got
I was thinking of another moment from Tombstone.
Well, he took the money he made from this and went to acting school.
I'm your Huckleberry.
I don't know
I'm
if that's
your
true, by the way.
Huckleberry.
I'm just going
no.
to assume it is.
No, he just... So what he did in Tombstone and in Big Trouble in Little China is... Well, so Big Trouble in Little China, obviously he was being a goofball. In Tombstone, he learned that, like, you can have depth to your seriousness.
Yes.
All right, but in this movie, Kurt Russell's just fucking beautiful. Like, that's kind of the point. Like, that man... Hey, what's up?
With his wavy hair and blue eyes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Eye patch.
Blue eyes.
Okay, so in the first, I don't know if anybody else noticed this. It was totally a thing they did. In the first half of the movie, they only shot him from the eye patch side, and then toward the end of the movie, they flipped it and started patching him or shooting him from the eye side. Like, I noticed this. In the beginning of the movie, they were only showing him from the eye patch side. And then like somewhere around the, like, hour mark, it flipped and they started showing, like, when he's like supposed to start being like a hero and doing heroic things, they start showing his eye instead of his eye patch. Yeah, it kind of is.
Yeah, I didn't notice that.
Yeah. What else? Okay. Lee Van Cleef. This is our second Lee Van Cleef movie that we've reviewed. The first one that we reviewed was like 4 years ago when we reviewed The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Lee Van Cleef's in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. He's the ugly.
Yeah, he's the okay.
Or no, is he the bad?
He's the bad.
Yeah, he's the bad.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I did not recognize him.
Yeah, that's Lee Van Cleef.
And he needed a haircut so bad.
Okay, you know what else he needed in this movie? I don't know if it was a clip-on or if he just made a really bad life decision, but he had an earring. And Lee Van Cleef was like 70 in this movie, and he was wearing a gold earring and like a chain. Age with some grace, Lee. Come on, you're one of our better actors.
How are people going to know that he does cocaine? He still looks pretty good for 70s. You're not just going to know that by looking at him and seeing his gut. You're like, that guy doesn't do cocaine. Oh, wait, earring.
Probably correct. This was also our second Ernest Borgnine movie that we've done. We watched Marty. Yep. Marty was a great movie. Marty was like Ernest Borgnine's like start.
He was also in Convoy, wasn't he? Yeah, he was Cottonmouth Wallace.
Yeah, so he was he the bad cop then?
He was the bad cop. Apparently, we're big fans of Ernest
like
Borgnine.
Crooked Lyle or something?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Okay, so yeah, this is our third Ernest Borgnine movie. Now, something that was kind of really cool about Ernest Borgnine in this movie is he is playing the little kid that is a big fan of Superman and like follows him around and tries to help him out. And he's like, Superman, I love you. I heard about you. You're a Superman, aren't you? Hey, Superman, let's go over here. I can help you do this. Hey, Superman, let's go over here. I can help you do this. Like that was what Ernest Borgnine was playing in this movie, but he was doing it as like an old man. Right. And it like, I actually thought it was pretty good. Ernest Borgnine was really good in this movie. I liked him a lot.
You don't want to go down there, Snake.
Yeah. There are some bad dudes down there, Snake. Come on.
Steal your lunch money. I heard that they smoke behind the gym.
Yeah. He was very good in this.
And he was in, but it was kind of a cool thing to see the character that's supposed to be like the little rascal that's like helping out our hero is actually like this old guy that's like a cabbie and he knows the city. Okay. So Ernest Borgnine just has like the hookup from Brain on how to get gas in the city.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's been driving that cab for 30 years. He ought to. So probably the only cab in the city. Well, people literally refer to him as Cabby.
Yeah, well, yes, but so like at the beginning of the movie, they said there's no gas left in the city. They've converted all the vehicles to steam power.
Maybe he had a steam-powered one.
Now maybe, but no, he asks Brain for gas. He was like, "Hey, so I brought you Snake. Maybe you can hook me up with a little more gas, huh, Brain?" Like. Yeah.
I missed that.
So I think his car ran on gas. James, no fart jokes.
I'm not thinking fart jokes. I'm thinking like maybe fucking he's like involved in like some crazy trafficking ring where like he's like, oh, I brought you another person here, Rain. You want to experiment on him? Maybe I can get some more gas from you.
I mean, that sounds like something that would be in
his
fucking
car didn't run
Road
on
Warrior.
gasoline. As such that it was an internal combustion gasoline engine. Maybe it was a highly efficient steam engine that was superheated with a very efficient amount of gasoline.
That's possible.
Yes.
It's
now
very possible.
Okay. It's as possible as the rest of these cars running on fucking steam power.
Yes, it is.
Now, the station wagon that Snake commandeers, you can tell is supposed to be steam powered because it makes no noise. It's completely silent. And when they're coming out of some building with the president and he's like, oh, the car won't start, and he goes to like check the hood and there's a guy inside the hood with a crossbow.
Right.
There's no engine in there.
Right.
It just somehow runs on steam power. Just somehow.
The magic of steam.
Oh, steam power is great. These things will run on corpses. We've got tons of them around here. Corpses and rats. Throw a few more rats in there.
So,
Well, maybe
They say it gets worse after you're dead. That's not true at all.
the dead do improve.
you just drain them for their blood and steam out the blood. And
Okay.
I got 5 more gallons of blood, Brain. Can you give me some more gas?
So James has been wanting to do a podcast where we talk about video games. So this is a good segue. This movie actually reminded me a little bit of a video game that I played last year called The Division.
Oh?
The
Really?
Division, yes.
Oh.
Did you play The
That-
Division?
That's the game that you're going to reference after watching this movie.
Yes.
With the character Snake Plissken.
Well,
Really? You're going to go for-
so Snake Plissken was in Broforce, but
Really? Really? Still?
What?
Still?
what?
Otacon, I need the combination for this lock.
Snake!
Oh, fucking, okay.
Metal Gear.
Oh, fucking Metal Gear.
Metal
Gear
Gear.
is based on Snake Plissken.
Yeah.
Is he?
That's
Him and
why he sounds
oddly
and
enough,
looks-
the other guy from Tombstone and Terminator, Michael Bain. Yeah, from but his Reese from Terminator. Yeah, combination of Reese from Terminator and Snake Plissken.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
this movie reminded
I
me
thought you were trolling me.
a little bit of the premise of The Division. The Division is a game where Manhattan is locked down and there was like a biological event that happened and you have to go, and people like have to go in and like do missions on Manhattan
Mhm.
and like it's all run down and kind of, you know, crazy town. And I don't know, it was similar
Are there
to this. I
gladiator
don't know.
fights?
Yes.
Oh.
Kind of. There are guys that like run around with flamethrowers and like burn everything, and I don't know. It was an
Are you
okay
a
game.
bad enough
I didn't
dude
beat
to
it.
save the president?
Nope. I was not a bad enough dude in that game. All right, so John just mentioned the president. This movie also apparently happened in some kind of alternative future where fucking Ernesto Blofeld became the fucking president of the United States.
Yeah.
The president of the United States never ever in the history of ever is going to be a bald pudgy guy ever. Ever. People do not
I was going to say the same
respect
thing.
them.
Like
People do not-
The president of America will never be bald again.
Ever.
At least not publicly.
Not as long as we can like see them all the time. Like fucking Millard Fillmore could be bald and all of them because like they aren't real people. They're just a name that you see in the newspaper.
Mhm.
But now that we have to actually see these people on TV and they have to talk to us, these guys are never going to be bald again.
What about
But they
Lex
can be
Luthor?
orange.
Yes, yes, they can be orange and potentially maybe bald underneath whatever's going on there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. In summation, Escape from New York. Escape from New York wastes its very good cast because this movie did have a very good
Yes,
cast.
it did.
Who was Brain? That was a named actor as well.
Yeah.
I can't think of it at the moment, but
Yeah.
Did a lot of characters work back
Like
then.
something Dean Nelson or something.
something. Yeah, it
Was
was
that
like,
Harry
yeah.
Dean Nelson?
Yeah.
no, Stanton.
Harry Dean Stanton.
Yeah.
Or yeah. He was great. So there are a lot of good actors in this movie, and it just isn't good. It
Yep.
just isn't. Yeah. So yeah, don't dig Grandpa up. He doesn't look good.
So now with my counterpoint, go ahead and grab your shovel.
Go ahead.
All right. So this movie is like a shitty motorcycle. You're just waiting for it to start.
Oh, inside joke, street talk. Oh no, James couldn't get his motorcycle to start, and that's why we're starting a half hour late tonight.
Yep,
Mhm.
yep, because it's all about me.
That's why I'm eating my dinner on the podcast as opposed to
Afterwards.
afterwards.
That's okay. I'd have dinner on the podcast if I had time to grab Taco. Well, I did have time to grab Taco Bell. Why didn't I grab Taco Bell? No, pretty much okay. I watched this movie like I want to say maybe about a year ago. Yeah, pretty much. And I never saw it, and it was on Netflix, and then they took it off, and then they put it back on again. So I was like, oh, I've never seen Escape from New York. I've seen Escape from LA, and everybody said that one was shitty compared to this one, so might as well watch it. First time I watched it, yeah, I enjoyed it. I watched it on Saturday afternoon, kind of lazing about the house, and I did enjoy it. The characters in it were enough to kind of keep me interested. Watching it again, though, it's so slow.
Yes.
And nothing happens. And there's just so much padding that doesn't need to be there. But honestly, at the end of the movie, I still left it feeling pretty good,
Yeah, so I didn't leave feeling bad. Like the thing, it's such like an anti-hero thing for him to give the wrong tape to them and then to destroy the good tape.
Yeah.
I forget what the good tape was going to do between.
Oh, thank God! I thought it was dumb.
It was going to create nuclear fission, and it was going to be like eternal energy source for everyone on Earth.
Oh, he destroyed. What the fuck?
Yes, he destroyed the secret
bullshit.
to that.
Because in Escape from LA, it's like some sort of weapon or something like that he gets a hold of.
Something.
Yeah, but he ends up triggering it. He destroys all of human technology.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it just blasted a
he
huge
pretty
EMP
much
or something.
Yeah, he EMPs the world.
Yeah, he
the
EMPs
world?
the world.
Oh, I
yeah.
thought he the area. Wow, okay.
I think
No, yeah, in this
essentially
one,
cloaks the Earth in darkness.
Because they were going to do some sort of something. I don't know.
No, yeah, he destroyed the secret to nuclear fission,
Wow.
and yeah, it's just gone.
What the fuck? I thought it was like how to make it like the best nuclear weapon in the world.
No. It was a
Jesus.
peace thing. It was like we're all going to have
gosh.
unlimited energy now. Unlimited free energy. It was Fission Boy 2000 or whatever that was powering this.
Yeah.
The name's Pliskin.
That makes him out to be much more of a dick.
He is a dick. He is a dick at the end of this movie.
Well, okay then.
I thought he was, man, that totally repaints my idea of the ending and everything. 'Cause I don't know, you get so bored watching this movie, like when it's going on.
You just invent your own story?
Yeah.
I hear you.
Snake's a good guy, so when he's like ripping up the tape, you think there's something awful on it.
No.
No, but like I said, I thought it was a weapon or something. But
No, he's just a dick.
yeah, it's just a giant dick. It pretty much so Snake's whole deal is throwing everybody back in the Stone Age. That's good.
I mean,
I don't think he has a
after
deal except to do the opposite of what he's told.
Yeah, I think his deal is fuck you.
Yeah.
Which I can very much relate to that deal because that's the deal that I've made with society for like the last 20 years.
Oh yeah, I get it. You still need some sort of compass,
Yeah.
Yeah, in order to make your hero kind of.
And his compass always points to fuck you.
That's a bad compass.
Yeah. That's just a recipe for poor decision making right there.
Yeah.
Snake, don't do that meth. Fuck you. Snake, don't take up heroin. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Snake, don't go to Old Country Buffet. Fuck you. Don't eat the entire buffet. Fuck you. Yeah, as Eric said, like the whole thing, you show the president. Now, the president is like bald. I'm like, yeah, fake. Honestly, the president's voice. Sliding. Hello, everybody. I am the president.
Yeah.
Well, I am the president of the United States of America, native born and raised in the South. I am Southern with my Southern accent. Boss hog.
I am from Arkansas.
I'm from Arkansas now. There we go. I got it.
I can say my R's.
Yeah, his accent was all over the place. But, God, the Duke of New York, man. He's got a good catchphrase.
Isaac Hayes.
One. Yeah.
Isaac Hayes also...
I was wondering if anybody was going to mention that.
Yeah.
Very cool guy. And,
well...
yeah, of course. I mean, he's Isaac Hayes. He's like the master of cool.
Yes. He was... I think he said some pretty heinous shit to get himself kicked off of South Park, though.
He also had a stroke. And that'll do it, too.
Scientology. He left because of the Scientology
Yeah.
episode.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he's a Scientologist, or was a Scientologist,
Wonderful.
and pretty much he had a stroke, and then this church made him quit.
Man, fucking so
Okay, according to the internet, and this is just people on the internet, not necessarily the case, but the closest thing to an answer of what was on the tape is just it was literally talking about nuclear properties and essentially refining nuclear technology, but it was implied that it was for a better nuke.
No. I watched the movie. That's not what it said in the movie.
Yeah,
That's
people
not
on the
what
internet
they
can be
told
wrong,
him.
Chris.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why would they tell Snake Plissken the truth?
I mean, okay, that
Well, and that's the other thing. He already doesn't trust them.
Well, but like so the whole thing was to get the president to this summit with Russia and China so he could play the tape and like share these secrets with the world.
Yeah,
Like
I don't understand it either. I don't care. It all doesn't.
Yeah, it was a bit of a plot hole, but yeah, like the you're talking about the technology and stuff, like the wrist, whatever the hell.
Yeah,
Honestly, like we'd have trackers in the body.
his Fitbit.
Yeah, this giant ass Fitbit.
Right.
I love how like he started singing "Hail to the Chief" to the tune of "Joy to the World."
Yes.
But yeah, like right now we'd have all that shit implanted. I wouldn't be surprised if Donald Trump has like some shit put in him when he became president, just in case his plane is hijacked by
Fistful of money.
Yeah,
Right up the.
Yeah. Well, that was just for fun. The crazy thing about the technology in this is that they really go to great lengths to explain how all of it works when you really don't need to. Like the Suicide Squad pills that they put in Snake's veins and stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, they have to explain that to him for the sake of giving him the incentive to not just fuck off.
Yeah, but not for like 15 minutes.
Yeah, you need one line. We put a bomb in your neck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need to go into the schematics of how those things work,
Yeah.
But not, yeah. Anyway.
Well, again, like I said, I remember the end of Escape from LA where it turns out they did the same thing to him, but they bluffed him.
That's funny.
It wasn't really there wasn't a bomb the whole time, so if I remember that correctly. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and so
I don't know what movies I watch anymore.
Nobody mentioned the fucking Jackal dude. Like the
Oh yeah. The guy that looked like Billy Idol.
Yeah, or Billy Idol. Yeah, Billy Idol and David Bowie kind of like mixed together.
And then I get stabbed.
Yeah, like he's like
he gets one little knife to the belly and he's done.
Yeah, it looks like such a bad. He's doing all this weird walking and like coming out of trains sideways, like laterally or whatever the fuck. Yeah, really weird guy. And then he steals Cabby's hat.
Yeah,
he traded him for the tape.
Oh, okay.
That's how Cabby ends up with the tape.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so the last thing I say, I know a little bit of trivia about this.
Ooh.
The green wire. Yeah, I'm about done.
Lee Van Cleef. I thought your trivia was going to be about Lee Van Cleef's earring. So
Sparkle.
The green computer graphics in this, the wireframe computer graphics that they have when he's like flying the glider and all that shit.
Yeah,
that shit was still very expensive to actually make inside a computer back in those days, and to make the footage for the movie. So they actually like approached somebody and got a quote, and they're like, "Oh, there's no fucking way we could get the amount of footage we need for this." So literally, they built a small model and then laid a bunch of like green lines and put it under a black light. And if you watch it again, it's obvious.
Wow, that's awesome.
Huh.
Yeah. So all that stuff, then they're like flying around.
That's
and
hilarious. That, a practical effect was cheaper than a digital effect.
Yeah.
If only that were still true.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
Such a shame. But yeah, honestly, it's got something. Green
lines. It has green lines.
It's got something. That something is AIDS.
This movie does not have AIDS. This movie, I don't know. There's something worth watching in it. I can't tell you what it is. I kind of enjoyed it.
For yourself.
I think you do. And the best way to do that is to watch it on Saturday afternoon or Sunday afternoon. You got nothing going on, and you just kind of want something on the TV while you kind of nap.
So do it when you can't literally have anything else distracting you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I know I picked this movie, but
You want a do-over, Chris?
a little bit.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, like, I don't want to say bad things about the movie,
Okay.
but I can't be stressed to really say good things.
Yeah. There's no real good people, I'll say this and then I'm done. People were giving shit about like a rumored remake of this movie. If any movie needs to be remade, it's this.
Yeah, no, there have been rumored remakes, and
They're working on it.
Yeah, supposedly up until like 2 years ago, they're still working on a script.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And apparently they were going to do a third movie or something, or do a TV show
Ugh.
after LA, but like it did so poorly that it got
Oh,
shot
good.
to hell.
Yeah, the one that they were going to do a few years ago, Brett Ratner was going to direct, and Gerard Butler was going
Yeah.
to be Snake.
Which
Ugh.
would have been
Yeesh.
interesting, but
Yeah.
then someone else came on board for it.
Yeah.
And I don't remember who that
The
was.
guy who plays Hawkeye from the Avengers.
Oh yeah, Jeremy Renner.
Was
Jeremy
it?
Renner,
Yep,
yeah.
Jeremy Renner.
I
Yeah,
swear it
he was
someone
attached
else.
to it. Yeah.
But I swear someone else was listed to be Snake, and it actually
Yeah.
sounded like it would be right.
I mean, yes, this movie is maybe the ripest property to be remade because it is a property and it wasn't good.
Yeah.
Yes.
like this is something that should be remade.
Yeah, the characters are good. The premise, whatever. You know, it's something really solid to build an action movie on.
Yeah.
And this movie had no action. The action they had was bad, and everybody talks about how badass Snake is, but you never see it.
No.
So
I did like that Snake, like when that girl that was like hitting on him, like when people like came up through the floor and like drug her under, like he didn't try to save her, he just fucked off.
It's like a tired Snake's MO is just fuck everybody else, I'm getting out of here.
Right.
That's right.
I liked that.
Well, you know, he's got to live up to the title. He has to escape from New York.
Yeah.
It was
And
even
then
with a
LA.
giant silencer on it and a sight.
Where else?
Fucking
All right,
ridiculous.
well, I'm going to go ahead and tie us up with a neat little bow here. I pretty much agree with every one of you guys. This is not a good movie. And the
So you
weird...
agree with me and Chris.
Well, James, too. It's not... I mean, he didn't say it, but he meant it. He meant this is not a good movie.
Okay, that was a supposed second sequel, Escape from Earth.
Wonderful.
That
Yes.
apparently Carpenter and Russell had teased in interviews that Earth was the last prison he had to escape.
That would be
Escape
awesome.
into space. I mean, the thing is, watching this movie again, there is one advantage to seeing it now, and that is it presents a very interesting puzzle.
Mhm.
And that puzzle is, why did this movie hit? Why did this movie get such a cult following?
Yeah.
Because just watching this movie, I can't tell.
Yeah, maybe it was just based on how much of a bad hangover the late 70s and early 80s were.
Right.
That's the only thing I can figure out, because we've watched a lot of post-apocalyptic
Yeah.
movies in this podcast.
Yeah, like this movie's very similar, just different tone to that Running Man.
Yeah. Or The Warriors, or God, what else have we watched? I mean, just a ton of them. Like we've watched.
Listeners, if you have our audio recording of the Warriors podcast, please give it back to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we lost it.
That's a shame
I
too,
know.
because I love that episode.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Gone for good.
That's a great episode. That's like our. So in terms of lost episodes, that's definitely number one with a bullet.
I mean, that's our Rosebud. It's our Warriors episode.
Yeah.
That's our only lost episode.
No, Good Burger.
Yeah.
No, Good Burger's out there. You can listen to it anytime you want.
At my house.
And but yeah, out of all the post-apocalyptic movies, and if you need to know exactly what I'm saying here, feel free to re-listen to the Mad Max one, because I came down pretty fucking hard on that.
Yeah, a little harder than you should have.
This
3 years of doing this has taught you right, hasn't it, John?
This is way worse. This is way worse than Mad Max.
Yeah.
Literally nothing happens until the very end of this movie. And the
Correct.
end is so... It's the most you can have happen and still have nothing happen. If that makes sense, because it certainly doesn't when you're watching it.
Dude, that's correct. Yeah, nothing happens.
Yes, and that is this movie in a nutshell. And so, for the life of me, that was my experience watching this film. First, sitting through 3 minutes of just nonsense, where they do the music and the credits with nothing happening on screen that's even remotely visually interesting. Finally getting through that, and sort of slogging through this whole movie. About 40 minutes in, 30 minutes in, I had just completely given up. Not that I didn't watch the rest of it, but the reason I watched it changed. It became about me trying to figure out what was going on in the 80s besides a lot of cocaine that made us all really like this. And why did we like it? Why did I like it as a kid? Why did I think Snake Plissken was so fucking cool? Was it because he had an eye patch and he spoke in a gravelly voice?
Yes.
He seemed like a badass.
And he had muscles.
Well, maybe it was the muscles. Because there were some creepy people on my block that had eye patches and gravelly voices, and they were not cool.
They have a giant gun with a bunch of crazy shit added onto it.
It doesn't matter. All right. But anyway, as you've gathered by now, this movie is not a rewatch. I'd say it's a hard pass. Just don't even bother. If you do find yourself watching this with this podcast, please leave a comment on our Facebook page. Tell me why. Tell me why this movie is referenced as a cult classic, and why so many people say, when you say Escape from the New York, they say, I love that movie.
Yeah.
Because they don't really. They just haven't seen it in like 8 years.
Yeah, that's...
So listeners, I'm putting it on you. Tell me why.
Tell me why.
Ain't nothing but a heartache.
Tell me why. Ain't nothing but a snake.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back...
I never want to hear you say,
Escape from L.A.
We'll be right back.
Tally-ho, John Hates Movies listeners, it's Eric Largent with a quick reminder of how you can find us. The best way to stay appraised of all of our activity is to follow us on Facebook at John Hates Movies. There we'll post all of our new episodes, as well as whatever we're feeling interested in at the moment. Please subscribe to us on your favorite podcast service, like iTunes, Stitcher, or Podcast and Radio Addict. If you subscribe to us on iTunes, please leave us a comment. We read every single one, and they're much appreciated. You can also follow us on Twitter at John Hates Movies, or follow me on Twitter at Eric Largent. Now, stay tuned for the game and find out what movie we get to watch next week. And if you're feeling adventurous, watch along with us and leave us a comment on Facebook telling us what you thought of the movie. Thank you for listening, and stay tuned for the game.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. It is now time for your favorite part and mine. It is time for the game.
Woohoo!
Yay! And as is John Hates Movies tradition, the person who picked the movie gets to run the game. So, Chris, what are we playing?
I'm doing a little thing I like to steal from other people. It's called Choose Your Own Adventure.
Yeah.
Oh, joy.
Oh, it's Escape from Your Mom.
Wow. James!
No.
James!
Yes.
You are a highly decorated veteran of World War III. You have been incarcerated following a failed robbery attempt of the National Militia of Girl Scouts. Your name is Cat Magnibus.
All right.
John!
Yeah.
You are a fry cook with a dark history tied to the Russian mob. You were incarcerated due to tax evasion. Your name is Russ Guy. He changed it from Russian Guyski. Eric.
Yes.
You are an ex-MI6 agent, disavowed from your nation when you were caught by the FBI stealing film containing extracurricular activities between JFK and Marilyn Monroe.
Cheerio.
Your name is Baldrick Raleigh.
Yeah, all right. Sir Baldrick Raleigh?
You were disavowed.
Oh, okay.
You are brought into a room and sat at a table with two other men in irons. A man walks in. He knows you, knows your history, knows your skills. He tells you that Lord President has been kidnapped and secreted away into the center of the criminal underworld, formerly known as Epcot. He offers you a deal. Save the president, get a full pardon. Do you accept the offer, or do you refuse? James.
Meow. I accept.
All right, so James accepts. Eric.
I refuse.
Eric refuses. John.
I accept.
John accepts. Okay. Eric.
Yes.
Give me a number between 1 and 33.
11.
11. You are returned to prison and shanked due to some perceived insult to another inmate's imaginary friend.
Not to death. I'm not shit. No, he just crossed me out. No. Are you kidding me? I just got crossed out. No.
You didn't roll high enough.
Baldrick Raleigh is not going to get crossed out that easily by getting shanked in prison. No.
Should have taken the deal.
No. God damn it.
Cat and Russ.
Hold on. Could any number have saved me? Was there a number?
Yes.
7.
No.
You get to go again.
22.
22. You return to the prison, successfully brew a perfect toilet wine. You are loved by all other inmates.
The end.
God damn it.
And you are still out of the running.
Oh, fuck you. No.
The other option, you return to prison, continue to dig your escape tunnel. And you're still off the game.
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay, Cat and Russ.
Fuck you guys.
You two are headed to a room where you're given a full examination. During the exam, you are knocked out. When you wake, you feel a dull ache in your side. You are informed that you have been fit with a device that, if not deactivated within 24 hours, will cause you to have excessive and vile-smelling gas the rest of your life.
How's that different?
And attempted removal will cause the device to expand your stomach to bursting.
Oh, that's not good.
What do? Do you fight? Do you attempt to remove the device? Or do you continue the mission?
I continue the mission.
Okay, John continues.
I've got my answer coming up really quick here.
Flag. It's called trumpet. All right, Mr. Scott-Man.
I'm just going to be over to play Scott since I can't play the game anymore.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to continue with the mission. I mean, even though, like, the side effects really don't sound that bad, I've already got a giant gut and I smell all the time.
Well, out of curiosity,
What?
Eric
Yeah.
had Mr. Raleigh, Baldrick, named after the character from Blackadder.
Okay.
Were he still alive and to go on the mission rather than returning to prison and getting shanked for a perceived insult to an imaginary friend, would you fight, attempt to remove the device, or continue the mission?
See, the impression that I get is that
God damn it! I can kill you again.
Is that what I need to do is fight?
What you need to do is fight.
Yes.
Kaboom! Your stomach explodes.
Whoa!
And you're off the board again.
Whoa! No! I gotta look up another ska song.
Russ and Kat, engaged, but now focused to get the device deactivated, you continue on the mission.
Yeah.
You are snuck into the heart of Miami, disguised as a couple of cholos in a lowrider. You are told the Lord President's tracking device appears to be located inside the spaceship Earth. That's the giant ball in Epcot,
Okay.
in case you didn't know.
Okay.
You have reached the outskirts of the park. Now, do you split from the party and go it alone, or do you remain together? This was assuming 3 of you actually made it. But what do you do? Do you continue onward together, or do you separate?
I
Kat and Russ.
split.
You split? I guess.
Yeah, I guess
that's
I
the
guess
only
I'm
option.
going alone.
I stay together.
The ghost of Baldric.
Baldric's ghost stays together
Yeah.
by himself.
Yeah. Unity.
Will someone let Baldric tag along with him?
I think John.
Sure,
yeah.
he can tag
Okay,
along with
so-
me.
So Russ and Baldric will
Yeah.
stay together. So
If you get me killed, Baldric, I'm gonna.
together you sneak into Epcot. Your path is blocked by a group of heavies. Do you attempt to sneak by or surprise and engage?
Sneak by.
Surprise and engage.
Okay. John, I need a number between 1 and 10.
7.
7? Okay.
Yep.
They see you and they attack, but luckily, since
Oh, no!
Baldric is also attacking, the two of you are able to take them out and continue on.
Whoa.
Yeah!
You reach the spaceship Earth. You do not see anyone guarding it. This raises suspicion. Do you attempt... James, shut up. Do you attempt to enter, or do you scout the area to determine if it's a trap?
Scout the area.
I continue on. I don't scout the area.
You don't scout the area.
Right.
So, John's going to scout the area and you continue on.
Yes.
All right. James,
Mhm.
you managed to work your way through the park, not running into much interference. Luckily, since you recall the park in its glory days from when you were a child and you got lost and you were brought to the security desk inside the spaceship Earth, you know that there's a maintenance access a short ways away that comes up from the rear. You enter the spaceship Earth.
This game has the pacing of the movie.
Shut up.
You know, honestly, I'm making some good headway here. I'm already in the spaceship Earth. I thought John was going to beat me to it. You know why? Because he's always Russian.
James, you enter the spaceship Earth to find a group of heavies guarding the president and the king of spaceship Earth.
I what?
You'll find out in a minute.
No!
Since John decided to scout, you will have to wait a moment too. Sorry. Eric will enter the spaceship Earth to find the member of the split-off party engaged in a fight.
Yeah.
We'll presume that you engage in the fight,
Of
too.
course.
John,
Mhm.
scouting around finding nothing, you eventually enter spaceship Earth to find a group of heavies guarding the president and the king of space, the spaceship Earth, and the 2 other party members.
Dun, dun, dun.
I didn't actually expect you both to split there or anything. So I actually did that properly, so I had to kind of rewrite it. Oh, now I actually get to ask, do you engage in battle?
Yes.
Okay. Eric is engaging. James.
Ghost flies off. I am going to not engage or hide or run away or something.
You are going to hide or run away? That's
Well,
not an option.
He's not
I'm going
engaging.
to go not engage.
engaging. Okay.
Yeah.
You are
Shit.
Cat, so and Baldric is John. Do you engage?
I'm gonna engage.
Okay.
I'll let James
We have
hang back.
That's true.
James
Ivan the
hanging
terrible
back.
one. This whole game.
Because of James entering first, they are distracted, and you two are able to come up from behind and dispatch the heavies and the king of Spaceship Earth.
Nice.
Well, yeah.
See, I did my part.
After killing everyone you see, Lord President, do you rescue him, or do you kill him and claim it was the criminals?
I rescue.
I try to rescue him.
Rescue.
Yeah, rescue.
All right, nice. 3 rescues. I like it. Actually, a little disappointed because I had options for the other one, but
I try to kill him.
okay. So you try to kill him, but
Yeah.
are stopped by the other 2 because obviously they want to rescue him, so they get their thing.
Oh no.
Now, Kat and Russ,
Yeah, keep it straight.
you return the Lord President and are pardoned.
Yay!
On your way to bring the president back,
Oh
I
no.
need you to, give me a number between 1 and 10.
Who? Them?
Them.
Oh no.
James, 1 and 10.
I picked 3.
John has 3.
I'll go with 7.
7. In the attempt to bring the Lord President back so you can be pardoned,
Shit, I should have chosen number 1!
Russ is shanked by the Lord President for a perceived insult to his measurements.
What? Oh man, you've been skewing high this whole time. You're telling me you still skewed high?
Johnny got
James
shit.
is able to calm the president and return him and get his pardon.
Yeah.
Eric, you leave, go into hiding,
Yeah.
and only experience nominal intestinal distress. But the stench keeps you from ever finding love, and you kill yourself. No! So it would appear James won.
Wow, what do you know?
And if you believe it, all of that stuff I had actually created ahead of time.
I believe it. Now, James,
I believe
if you
it.
feel like
Literally the hour before we were supposed to start.
James, if you feel like ceding your win to somebody has a good movie picked out for us to come back on.
Oh.
The farty man in the woods.
The farty ghost who died
But
7 times, yes.
But before he kills himself, as finally, from his sad, miserable, stinky life, he outlives James. So technically, because James' character, Cat Magnibus, dies in a horrific wham-tacular way.
Yes, a whamtastical way. Yeah.
So the resurrected Baldric actually wins.
Oh shit, guys! I can't believe it. I lost 3 times and I still won the game. It's I can't believe it. It's something like this could never happen with if we were colluding or anything like that.
Nope.
The funny thing is, if you had
Certainly
decided
not.
to scout, James would have died.
Okay, guys, somebody died recently, and it happened it just happened to be like I've wanted to pick this movie for a month, but now Roger Moore just died. We're gonna fucking watch Moonraker when we come back.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Which one? Which service is it on?
It's on Amazon. It's on Amazon.
Oh, fantastic!
Prime streaming. Moonraker. We are watching it when we come back.
Moonraker. Oh yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. Our very first Bond movie.
Yeah.
And no less, it is When Bond Tried to Be Star Wars.
I'll tell you what.
Moonraker.
If you bend over, I'll
And
go to
as
the moon.
a small little reminder, we are taking a short break, mini vacation, and we will return on June 21st.
Yeah. June
That is my
21st.
one-of-a-kind signed photo of Sean Connery signed by Roger Moore.
Yes. We'll come back with a horror classic, and then the week thereafter you will hear our review of Moonraker.
Yes.
That is correct.
Moonraker!
Yes.
He's the one with the mooniest touch. He touches it so much.
That's no moon.
It's not Moon Toucher.
No, he's a moonraker.
Oh my goodness. This is going to be fun, guys. I can
Yes.
feel
This
it.
is going to be great.
That's
Good
a
night,
one.
everybody.
Good night.
A great big thank you to our staff graphic artist, Tabby Walters, the Weekly Cast, and our listeners. You can listen to our podcast on iTunes, the Stitcher app, through YouTube, or directly on our website. Feel free to send us a movie review suggestion. Every third episode is Listener Appreciation, where we choose from your suggestions. You can reach us through social media, either by liking our Facebook page, John Hates Movies YouTube channel, or following our Twitter at John Hates Movies. Our music was composed by Kevin MacLeod. You can find this track and many more on his website, Incompetech.com. Thanks for listening, and tune in next week to hear someone say,
I am a pirate.
No, you're not, John. You're a wizard.
I'm a wizard.